Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. We are back and we are live. This is United Daily Live, the place where you can get your Manchester United news, headlines, transfer rumours, all that good stuff every single day. We are back here now, and I am so tired this morning. It is Sunday morning, afternoon, shall I say. I've woken up a little bit late. I was on Grand Theft Auto till about 3 in the morning. Don't know what I was doing there. It's been a long time since I've been on GTA. In the last few days, I've pumped absolutely loads of it, and it's been some good fun, I gotta say. But I'm feeling the worst for it today. It feels like I've drank a million beers, a million shots, and my head is banging. But nevertheless, we're here to go through all the latest Manchester United news today, and looking at some quotes from Adnan Januzaj. Remember that boy, you could do anything. He comes from Belgium. His name is Adnan Januzaj. Yeah, that guy. He's been talking about his friend and ex-teammate Paul Pogba, and he's got some quotes on that. And he's also got some quotes on Van Gaal and the end of his Manchester United career, Januzaj's Manchester United career. And he believes Paul Pogba will stay at Manchester United beyond this current season. Remember, Paul Pogba has a year left on his deal. United can trigger an extra year, so that's not too much of a worry. But I'm sure the club will be interested in getting him signed down to a new contract as soon as possible if he is to stay at Manchester United. So we'll be looking at those quotes from Adnan Januzaj. We'll be looking at the news that I thought I'd be doing a video today saying the Spurs game is in danger, because we heard yesterday a Norwich player tested positive for coronavirus. Now you're probably thinking, Adam, what has that got to do with Spurs? Well, Spurs played Norwich like in the last 48, 72 hours. And that player participated in that game. Now immediately I thought, oh shit, that surely means we're going to have to, Spurs are going to have to self-isolate for 7 to 14 days. Potentially that could have a knock-on effect on the game. But apparently the game is not in danger despite that positive test. Now whether that's safe or not, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. But the Premier League are saying so, and we'll look at why they're saying it is safe for that one to go ahead. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been speaking about Dean Henderson as well, and he's been talking about his future. He's been speaking about how well he's been doing, the bravery he's shown, how much he's developing. But he's actually said there's no decision on Dean Henderson's future for next season. Now, we've heard many reports and rumours that maybe Dean Henderson will, stay at Sheffield United. It looks likely. Why would he come back to United? That's been my opinion anyway. Why would you bring him back right now? You don't want to rush things. He's still very young. He's still developing. He's playing at a high level. He's going to be playing in Europe next season. Surely Sheffield United's the place for him to be. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer hasn't yet decided on that. Now, whether that's just to keep the hair on his toes or he really means it, who knows. But we'll look at those quotes as well as other quotes from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Angel Gomez rumours. Again, they're repeating the rumours in regards to Angel Gomez. Now, that could be because a deal's agreed and we're just waiting for him to sign it and us to announce it as soon as it's, morally okay. Maybe they'll wait for, is there any morals in football if it's really going ahead anyway with football? But I can imagine them not wanting to announce big new deals and things like that at this moment in time. So maybe that's why there's a delay to it. Who knows? But we'll be looking at all that today. If you guys have got any other questions or thoughts as well, get them in the comments. Let us know what you're thinking. And we've also just had a new member, Bud the Red, who's a regular on AdamMcKola TV. I see Bud in the comments all the time. He has just joined AdamMcKola TV now. So thank you very much to Bud the Red for joining. I really do appreciate you guys that have been joining over the last couple of months that we've been active with the memberships. I really do appreciate it. So thank you very much, Bud the Red. We had another new member as well, which I'll mention very soon. I'm going to get his name up on my phone now because I can't find that on this laptop here. And I just don't want to crash everything out. Here it is. So memberships. Yeah, Bud the Red is the latest. And before Bud the Red, we had Latido Crab. So thank you very much to Latido for joining as well. We're 12 away from that 100 target by the end of the month. We were 12 away yesterday, I think, but someone left. So that's fine. Anyway, let's get stuck into the news, the reviews, all that good stuff. And starting with this story from Adnan Januzaj. In regards to Paul Pogba, as you can see there, they've been mates and they've been teammates at United before in the past. And Adnan Januzaj says Paul Pogba will stay at Manchester United beyond this current season. According to his close friend and former teammate Adnan Januzaj, the article goes on, Pogba's been linked with a move to Real Madrid or Juventus this summer and admitted himself last year he was looking for a new challenge in his career. We all remember that, don't we? Januzaj struck up a close friendship with Pogba during their time in the United Academy, and the Belgian international has claimed his close friend is set to stay at Old Trafford. He was asked by Het Nieuwsblad, which I believe is either a Belgian or a Dutch outlet, and he was asked whether he thinks Pogba will stay, and he says, I think he will stay. Paul and I are still close. We have known each other since we were kids when we were in the United Academy. Our families are also friends and we all keep in touch. That will never change. Pogba's contract at United is due to expire next year, but the club has the option to trigger a one-year extension to his deal. So Adnan Januzaj, who considers himself to be a friend of Paul Pogba, and someone that obviously is in contact with him on a regular basis and with his family, feels that he's now going to stay at Manchester United beyond this season. And when you look at the images of Paul Pogba in training, when you read all the stories about Paul Pogba around the camp at Manchester United, there's a real sense of this, he's growing in more confidence at what's been happening at United. United are growing in more confidence that he's going to be around for the foreseeable future. Now, whether that's just because Real Madrid and Juventus can't afford him, which, let's not deny, could be a possibility because of the fact, look, I wouldn't deny it. Look, if Paul Pogba said this summer, I want to go and leave, I want to challenge for the Champions League, I want to challenge for league titles, you know what? I'd say, you haven't been the greatest here, you haven't showed us everything you could, you've been pretty good at times, you helped us win a few trophies, it's not gone to plan as we would have imagined it to and hoped it to, and that's not just his fault. You have to look at the club as well, in that they haven't, delivered, I'm sure, to the promises that he asked. And he needs to be challenging for the big trophies. At the moment, we're not. But under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it looks like at least it has in the last couple of months of football. Obviously, there's been no football for the last 2-3 calendar months. But in the last couple of months of football, it actually looks like we're moving somewhere and we're progressing at a decent speed and a decent rate of knots. And we're becoming a much better team. We've got leaders around the team. There's a lot more happiness. The fans are happier. There seems to be a better buzz around things. And maybe he thinks and he's looking around and saying, yo, 1 or 2 or 3 players and we can just be at that level. Real Madrid are going through a period at this moment in time. Now, I have no doubt Real Madrid are a fantastic side who will always be challenging for the big trophies. But they are going through a period of time where, they've lost Ronaldo, Benzema's still there. They've still got a great front three, Bale, Hazard, all these guys. But Hazard's still settling. Bale might be leaving. There's a lot of change and upheaval that could potentially be happening at Real Madrid. Juventus, obviously Ronaldo, Dybala, they've got some amazing players. But also, there's a lot of talk about change. Aaron Ramsey, is he going to leave? There's been talk about Dybala not being wanted there. There could be various amounts of change in these clubs which could see them not compete as high as they have done over the last few years. I actually think Juventus are, one of the favourites, if not the favourites, to win the Champions League in the near future. But nevertheless, the cycles to teams, and United look like they're at the start of this cycle where we may go through a successful period. We have to continue building on what we have. We have to hope that Ole is the right man to help us continue building on what we have and help us towards those long-term aims of winning the Premier League, winning the Champions League again. Because at Manchester United, that's what it has to be. And that ultimately, I feel, is the reason why Paul Pogba would have wanted to leave in the first place. Yes, you had the Jose Mourinho factor, you had some fans getting on his case and, specific instances happening in stadiums. But to think that wouldn't happen or doesn't happen in Italy or Spain is naive in terms of fan culture and fans criticising their players inside stadiums. I actually think you hear more of that in Spain and at Real Madrid than you do at United, for example. Just ask Cristiano Ronaldo. But there was clearly something there, so I could understand it, but I can also see why he would want to stay now. And I think keeping Paul Pogba is such a big thing for Manchester United. Obviously, we've had Bruno coming in And people were, you know, when you get a new toy, you dash your other toy. You seen Buzz and Woody. You seen what happened to Woody when we got Buzz. And you could say that was like Bruno and Pogba. Woody was Pogba. Buzz Lightyear was Bruno. We got Bruno and everyone was like, nah, we don't need Woody. We don't need him no more. But we did. We still do. And in fact, Woody's probably still a more loyal, a more reliable, and a more better toy in the story. But obviously Paul Pogba to me is a better player. So you have to keep those two together. Just saying, oh, we've got Bruno now, we don't need Pogba, is proper daft. And big teams build on those players that they have. To have one and lose the other one, it's like, oh, fuck. You need both. What happens if an injury to Bruno? And I think building this team, there looks to be something happening. And fingers crossed, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can continue with that. Because, yeah, I'm really excited about what this team can do and the potential that it has. I really am. Let us know what you guys are thinking about those quotes from Adnan Januzaj. I did have the comments open on my screen, but everything went slow. So I've just got that up now. Again, thank you to Bud the Red for joining. I really do appreciate that. Junior has asked about Van der Beek, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. Raymond, you've just joined us about 10 minutes late, where we're talking about the Adnan Januzaj quotes and his quotes in regards to Paul Pogba. For those that missed it was, I think he will stay. Paul and I are still close. We have known each other since we were kids, when we were in the academy. Our families are friends and we keep in touch. That will never change. So he thinks that he will stay. Thank you very much, bud. Got to get to use 100. We are 12 away from 100 now, and we have around 16 days to do it in this month. Do you think you will hit the ground running, Adam, says Tim. I'm assuming you're talking about Paul Pogba. And it's hard to say. Obviously, Paul Pogba is someone that keeps himself fit. He's always physically. He never loses shape or gains a lot of weight. So physically, I assume his fitness will be there. It's that match sharpness that you have to expect. Now we've not got to see much of him in behind closed doors, so there's not a lot we can say in regards to how good he is, or if he's feeling a little bit of that rust or whatnot. But definitely super excited to see him come into the team. Jason Gore says, why doesn't Pogba come out and say he wants to stay? It's a good question, and it's something that we would have wanted to hear over the last 12 months. But I believe if he told us that over the last 12 months, it probably would have been a lie, because you don't think, he didn't think he was probably going to stay up until the last 3-4 months. So I'd rather him not do that than lie to us. But I'd like him to come out and say whether he wants to stay as well. Now, it may be a case that he's told the club that he wants to stay. There's a deal that's going to be agreed, or is there to be agreed. Now, him coming out and saying, I want to stay at Man United, isn't great for contract negotiations, as ruthless as that sounds. Now, if he comes out and says he wants to stay, that makes contract negotiations mentally easier for United. Probably takes a little bit of the edge off the bidding as well. So you have to consider those things, and football players know what to do in terms of, knowing their worth and all that. This will be great news if it comes true, says Bud. That man Dan's back in the house. How you doing, brother? Vishal says Pogba will leave next summer. Kartik, you're still late, mate, but you're here with 15 minutes to go, so that's not bad. Maybe Raiola saying to him, don't come out and speak when surely Pogba should be a man, says Ross. Why do Man United fans hate on Daniel James, says Allah Abu Alfu. I'm not sure. I don't hate on Daniel James. I've not seen anyone here hating on Daniel James. But to be fair, my community over here on AdamMcKola TV is a pretty cool one. We have debates, we have discussions, we disagree, but 99% of the time, no one ends up calling anyone a knobhead or anything like that, unless it's me. I call lots of people knobheads. I apologise. Yes, Pogba's running down his contracts as mine. I don't think United would have him do that at all. Mikey, thank you for answering Raymond's question. I missed Raymond's question, but thank you for sorting that out, mate. Absolutely appreciate that. There have been rumours about Juventus using Ramsey as part of the deal, says Russ. Now, the reason why I wouldn't want Aaron Ramsey to come anywhere near United is when he joined. When he joined Juventus, he obviously joined on a free, so there wasn't any transfer fee. So as a result of that, his contract then was a lot bigger. Um, his contract was a lot bigger, so his wages I think are around the 300 to 400k mark, if I remember correctly. Manchester United aren't going to get anywhere near that for a player of Aaron Ramsey's quality. I think he's a very good player, but are you going to go there with that kind of... Now, Juventus could do that because they weren't paying a fee. If you're not paying £20 million for a player, or £30 million or £40 million, you can then offset that by giving them a bigger contract. And that's obviously what they did. Bruno only burst on the scene in the last couple of months. Yes, Pogba's doing these for more than 6 years now. Yes, Ross, no hate over here. No Ramsey, thank you very much, says Bud. Nice and succinct and simple. No excuses needed, but no thank you. Ramsey linked to Spurs. That wouldn't surprise me. Seems like a Mourinho signing. Bellingham will cost us 80+ million after 3 years, says Vischer. Looks like he's going to go to Dortmund, and you could probably see us looking to buy him soon for that kind of money, which would be hilarious. Don't need Ramsey. If he come, Pogba's off. And I feel the same when people talk about Kai Havertz and Jack Grealish and all these magnificent players that could potentially come into an attacking midfield role. I just feel, well, if Pogba's staying, that's probably not going to happen. Adnan Januzaj had a few more quotes, and it was about him and Louis van Gaal, and he said, Louis van Gaal, I really should not be defending myself against him. I think the statistics said it all. Every time I made the difference with an assist or a goal, I was always out of the team for the next match. It was the same with Memphis. He does not speak the truth if he says that he gave us plenty of opportunities. It's as simple as that. Fortunately, there are plenty of people at Manchester United who do value my talent. But you're not at Manchester United, Adnan. You're not at Manchester United. So who at Manchester United values your talent? I'm confused. Unless you mean in general, like Van Gaal didn't, but everybody else while you were there did. Then I understand. That was sad, wasn't it? Like Adnan Januzaj. I don't know whether he was really good or he was just, glitter on a shit that was David Moyes' Man United. Man United target Jadon Sancho told to leave Borussia Dortmund this summer. This article's going to fuck it out. You see all these newspapers with stupid ads on their articles. I just delete them. Just don't even open them anymore. Bryce Menezes, thank you very much for your super chat, Bryce. He says, I really hope we get a technical director ASAP. Dara, I apologise if I skipped your comment. I have to skim them because they're just all moving very quickly. He only scored 1 goal for Van Gaal. Is he drunk? Every time being that one time. What about assists? No one hates David James. Yeah, but yesterday, one of the so-called United fans was on Arsenal Fan TV uttering rubbish about Ollie. It's Arsenal Fan TV, bro. What do you expect? He's in a state of that place. I love Robbie. I love Troops. But what? Let's not use Arsenal Fan TV as some sort of compass for where the rest of us are at, because it's not. They are on the end of this scale. They're all the way over there. I'm up here in the middle, balanced, and not losing my head just because. Arian says, I think Van der Beek should be acquired regardless of the Pogba situation. He is young and talented and you need good squad depth. What do you think the league table is going to look like next year, says Aiden. I think we'll be in the top 3. Flash in the Pan, he had a song he should have been made up with. That's at least. I love this song as well. It was great, wasn't it? Rate our managers in order since Fergie, Adam. I think it would be unfair to put Solskjaer in there. If I did put Solskjaer in there, I'd probably put him second to Mourinho, simply because Mourinho had a couple of trophies. And at this point in Mourinho's career at United, you know, it kind of felt like we were on the upward curve. We were about to finish second. So I'd have to say put him second, probably to Jose, simply because of the trophies. But I feel like the club has progressed a lot more. I feel like we've kind of made some sustainable success in the changes that we've made. Even if Ali leaves, I feel like this team should be okay, or the large core of the team should be okay. And I think he's done a very good job so far in terms of the team that he has built. So there you go. If you could bring one back of Adnan, Depay, or Zaha, who would you go for? That's a good question, you know. I like that one. Adnan Januzaj, Memphis Depay, or Wilfried Zaha. It would be Memphis or Wilf. Probably Wilf. The reason I say Wilfried Zaha is because, I say Wilf like I'm his mate, is because of the fact Memphis has had some serious injuries, hasn't he? And we never, like, whilst I don't think either of them got a proper chance at United, like Wilf never got a chance at United. He didn't get a chance at United. He's a right winger. Obviously, we need that position filled at the moment. He can play through the middle. He's a very skillful player, talented player. Wouldn't have minded seeing him get another opportunity, but that's just out of those three that you mentioned, because I feel the other two did have much more of an opportunity. Rupesh is watching from Nepal. How you doing, Rupesh? Hope you're doing well, mate. It's 5 more days until game day, or Rio, as Magnificent likes to call it. Tiff, love you too, bro. What do you think of new audiences in football games? I mean, poster fans. Are you up for it in OT as well? This is Jeevan. Not my cup of tea. I haven't sent my picture in or anything like that. But look, I know not everyone is a 31-year-old Man United fan that is a little bit moody at times. There's some kids, there's some people that like things like that. So if that's for you, go for it, enjoy it. Not everything is done for me. Not everything is for my, for me. Or so yeah. I mean, I haven't got no issues with it. I'm not gonna say, oh, modern football's killing the game and all that, because it's not that deep. Do you know what I mean? It's just something to try and make the fans feel like they're still involved while there's no fans inside the stadium. Absolutely fine. Carry on. Zaha should have had more England chances. He shouldn't be playing for the Ivory Coast. It's a personal decision of his as well, and I'm sure, like, you know, culturally, yes, he's British and he's an English lad and he's born here, but culturally he may feel very close to his parents' nation and all that. So, you know, I can't knock that. I mean, there's some English, I say English, like there's some people that are born here in England that would represent Ireland. It's like, we know it, you know it, I know it, and vice versa. There's some people probably from Ireland that would represent England, and it's just how it is, isn't it? I ain't got no problem with that. My mum is one of those people. She would have probably represented Ireland if she could kick anything apart from air or my arse. So it's just one of those things, isn't it? And she was born here, so yeah, I could represent. If I played football, I could represent England, Northern Ireland and Ireland. I could represent India. I could possibly represent Barbados as well. Depends on that one, because that's like, you know, but possibly. So, mishmash of everything. Sorry, Andrian, I got that wrong. I've been corrected. Zaha was born on the Ivory Coast and he moved here when he was 4. So I apologise. But he was very much born and raised here. You know, probably grew up speaking English in, you know, school and things like that. But still, nevertheless. Dara, listen to what I said though. Listen to what I said. We saw Declan Rice play for Ireland, play for England. And I know he wasn't born in Ireland, but he very much, could have played for Ireland and then didn't. So people do those things. Yeah, I know I've been corrected. I've been corrected. I've been corrected in regards to Wilfried Zaha. I do apologise. How India? Because my dad's Indian. Well, my parents are born here in England. My mum and my dad are born here in England. But my dad's dad is from Gujarat in India, and my mum's mum is Irish. So I could represent India, Ireland, and England, and maybe sneak in a Bayesian one. But my dad's born here. Good. What's good, Riasa? Hope you're doing well. Just to recap, guys, Adnan Januzaj's quote saying he believes Paul Pogba will stay at Manchester United as a close friend of his and someone that he's spoken to a lot, and his family, he believes, is now staying. I Swallow Bomb, how you doing, mate? Are we going to pretend like it's nicely weird to see Tony smile like the Joker? He's always smiling. Ollie, come on. But it is the Ollie effect. He's got everyone smiling, hasn't he? Do you know if United Spurs game is one of the free Sky Sports games? Andrew, I'm not sure, mate, no. What have I done to that camera? I just kicked it with my big foot. I'm not sure, no, mate, which games exactly are free. But I doubt that one would be, to be honest. Personally, gut feeling. I doubt that one would be. Andrew's issues with renewing your membership. I'm not sure, mate. Unless you try and rejoin again and see what happens, but I'm not 100% sure. So apologies. I swallow bum. What the hell does that mean? McKola to captain India to 2026 World Cup. What's good? Keep joining late. Liam, come on, mate. Set the alarm for 12 o'clock. Jeevan, thank you for joining us, bro. You doing anything for the Spurs game? I am indeed, Adam. We'll have a watch along. We'll have a live fan reaction stream as well, and we'll have a review which will be put out at some point. So we got plenty coming up for you and everything. We also heard yesterday that Angel Gomez was close to agreeing a deal in the Athletic, but we've heard that before and nothing has come of it yet. So we just need to sit tight and wait to see what happens. There were also some quotes. Okay, the Mail yesterday reported, thanks to United Report for finding this one, because I never seen it in an article myself. They said after the Paul Pogba deal in 2016, United set a policy which limits agent fees in any future player deal to 5%. Solskjaer's quotes here, as promised, he says, "We've been building a young, exciting, positive team at this club because that's what our fans want to see. As coaches, we want to see that too. The staff here have the MUFC DNA in us as well as the players, and this team is looking more and more like a United team. Now though, it's time to start getting results. We can talk about potential all day long. We need to get results as well. I feel very encouraged by the signs of the team, and now when you have everyone more or less fit coming into work and training every day, you see the potential of the group. It's exciting, and I feel very privileged to coach these players. They've been great at the club too. We've proven that with the signings we have made, it shows we are thinking long term as well." In regards to Dean Henderson, he said, "It's not been decided in terms of where Dean is going to be next season. He's done himself some favours with his performances and proved he will be England's number one and United's number one at some point. He's made some fantastic choices over the years and developed as well, and still is." So there's Ollie's quotes on Dean Henderson. He's yet to he's yet to make a decision on what to do with him next. Do you think we will beat Spurs, says Jordan? At this moment, I'm quietly confident that we will do so, but you never know, anything could happen. Adam, what players would you take from Spurs? It used to be, Harry Kane, Alderweireld, all these kind of guys, but nowadays, like, I'm just more focused on United. I feel like Spurs are a team on their way down. United are a team on their way up. And that doesn't mean they're not going to be able to beat us in the next game, because they still have that possibility. Yeah, I'm going to be doing it on Hot Mic and YouTube, Visha. So we'll have those out. Is Spurs make or break? I don't think it's make or break, Arian. I think it's very possible, you could get away with it a little bit with it being the first game if you didn't have a great performance. And there's an excuse there, but not that you want to be making excuses already. Adam, why do people call for Martial's head when he's one of our best players, but give Lingard a pass all the time? And why doesn't Howson put Martial in the same ratings as Rashford? I don't know. I can't speak for Howson and his opinions. When we discuss things, I back the corner for Martial FC, and I don't think he actually thinks Martial is a bad player. But I can't speak for Howson. So asking me a question about what Howson's opinions are and why, I can't answer it. But why do people call for Martial's head when he's one of our best players, but give Jesse Lingard a pass all the time? I think those that give Martial stick will also give Jesse Lingard stick, because they will do that. There'll be those kind of people that give. I don't think someone would give Martial stick and not give Lingard stick. But I also think a lot of us, look, I find, like I say, Martial FC and all that, and there's some people that you take a player more valuable than the club. You can't put a player first. Look, Martial FC started out as a joke. Started out as like a little fun thing. Oh yeah, we all support Martial. He's one of our favourite players. Martial FC. People started taking it seriously. Like, I think that kind of thing can go one of both ways. You then get people that just hate him for no reason, and you also get people that will defend him regardless of what he does. Now, you can't defend him all the time, but also I think there's nothing to really attack him for. Yes, over the last few years he's had periods where he's been injured or inconsistent, but also he's a fucking young lad. He's developing, he's learning his game. He's always showed signs of his improving. He's been one of our top goal scorers in the time that he's been here. And I think he's probably been the top goal scorer in the time that he's been here at the club. So, in my opinion, you're right, he does get some unfair stick. But I don't think those that are giving him unfair stick aren't giving Jesse stick, because they will be. They will be. So that's just my opinion on that one. And I would just say, not everyone's going to agree with you. Stick by your guns. I haven't, Dara. That's a random question. Oh, God. Who, in your opinion, who is the best player to ever play for Spurs? David Ginola was good, wasn't he? Jurgen Klinsmann I remember a lot of. Glenn Hoddle's someone that's spoken about a lot. In my time, I'd say Berbatov or Kane. And there you go, just to defend Steve. Not that I'm here to defend him, because he can defend himself, the big lump. But just to defend Steve, Daz has commented saying, and a few other people have as well, Steve did the 5 things about Martial, saying he should be our number 9. And someone else said he's been supporting him, backing him. Aaron did. So there you go in regards to that. Dragon's late, how dare you, mate. We need to cash in on Pogba. I disagree, WH, but that's your opinion. WH says, need to cash in on Pogba. Rather 3 players come in that want to wear that shirt. Any more? In my time. Yeah, I'm 30. That's young, bruv. Yeah, but how good was Spurs when I was 10, bro? I know David Ginola won the Player of the Year when we won the treble, which was an utter disgrace. But like, they were never that good. I remember Jurgen Klinsmann, Gary Lineker, like, but I don't remember Gary. I can't remember watching Gary Lineker play for Spurs live. But Berbatov for me, Berbatov defo. Got to be Bentley, the new Beckham. Yes, Acing, thank you very much, brother. My preview for the game, so if the game's on Friday, I'll do the preview Wednesday. Maybe I'll do a preview instead of Master Debaters this week. Or in the slot of Master Debaters. And we'll still have a Master... Actually, shall I do this? I'll do the preview on Wednesday. And I'll let you lot vote on whether you want a Rumourator or a Master Debaters. But I think if we do a preview with the same cast as I have and the Master Debaters, me, Jay and Joe, and that would be a good preview, wouldn't it? And Wednesday is a good day. You know, it gives it time to get views, and it's close enough to the game where you won't have much wrong information on it, like team news and stuff. So I'll do that. But anyway, guys, it's been a prolonged one now. Yeah, and I am 31, Sean. Thank you for reminding me. Guys, we are done now, yeah? Been rambling on for 7 minutes longer than I thought. I need to go get a coffee. Dry mouth, you know, spitting feathers here. But yeah, keep it locked. Make sure you like and comment and share and subscribe. And plenty more coming your way. And for now, I've been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.